to be no let-up in the legal impasse surrounding the government's decision to lift the ban on GMO food, with the Law Society of Kenya now joining the list of those seeking legal redress by challenging the move. In documents seen by NTV, LSK wants the Environment and Lands Court to declare that the lifting of the ban contravenes the Constitution, including the right to a clean and healthy environment. As NTV's Ibrahim Karanja now reports, the government's initial intention to introduce biotech maize for planting this month is in jeopardy owing to an already existing court injunction.
Even before a previous injunction stopping further government action on the GMO debate is resolved, the Law Society of Kenya has thrown a spanner in the works, further frustrating government's efforts to take the GMO route. In a petition filed at the Environment and Lands Court in Nyahururu, through lawyer Patrick Mushangi, the lawyers want the court to find the government in violation of several clauses of the Constitution, including the right to a clean and healthy environment, the right to public participation and awareness, the right to information, consumer right of choice, and absence of parliamentary approval, as well as procedural infirmity.
We are asking the court to, one, stop the question of importation, open cultivation of GMO, of genetically modified PT maize, until such a time that the government demonstrates that sufficient safeguards have been put in the law and the policy and regulation around it to answer the concerns that are there with regards to safety of the usage of GMO.
The government had earlier indicated that it will import genetically modified biotech maize seeds into the country this month, ahead of the planting season. LSK's petition now seeking to have the move halted until the air is cleared.
It's simply the question of transgene transfer. That because of pollination, because of bees, because of birds, there is a probability that as they move from one farm to the other, they could carry the GMO composition into the next farm. And remember also, and this might appear a little bit theoretical, there are questions of patents. You do not grow BT maize unless you have the patent from the patent owner who has created it. So what happens if my maize that is growing on my shamba has GMO composition while I don't know about it? In theory, the owner of the patent can actually come and say that you have violated his patent by growing genetically modified seeds, even though your intention was not to do that.
They also want the publication of a report that led to the GMO ban in 2012, as well as making public of the report that informed the lifting of the ban 10 years later. The petition by LSK now makes 3, the number of petitions against the government in the GMO debate, and will be coming up for mention on the 8th of February in Nyahururu. The Kenya Peasants Farmers Association was in November last year successful in getting a temporary injunction on the debacle, even as the courts still have another petition by Azimio la Umoja filed by lawyer Paul Mwangi. The lawyers also presented a memorandum on GMOs to Parliament through the Departmental Committee of Agriculture and Livestock. Ibrahim Karanja, NTV.